Rise and fall, silver moon tide erase my footprints. Then I picked up broken scale, stuck them to my tail. If love truly makes you blind, then I guess there is no need to see. I'll trade my eyes so you can see for me. Lula, 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 stay with me, you will never be sad. I will embrace your bubbles, your fluids, and keep you warm. Then I will squeeze out your germs, your spore, your viruses. I will embrace your bones and keep you cool. Then I will squeeze out your evil, your grim, and your wool. Transform myself once and for all, sinking to the reborn, reform, twist my legs to one, and I to none. Tell me, what do you see in the mirror that's covered in choky steam? Touch me, kiss me to sleep. Cut me open and give me a soul I can breathe.
Alright, good morning, good afternoon, and perhaps even good evening, everyone. We are kicking it off with a bit of a show match for Joke today. We're supposed to be having a match, things didn't turn out as planned, but we still wanted to deliver something. So here it is, a show match between two of our beloved hosts for Joke, the two main ones actually, this being Jaye and Sparxe. Jaye being kind of the original One Key champion, being the victor of the One Key Mania free-for-all hosted by Digital Hypno a good 5 years ago. Sparxe, on the other hand, being a player that came in for the initial Joke tournament and, you know, seeded very, very well and got very far in the tournament, but has since moved over to helping this good friend Jaye hosting the series. And here they are today, just showcasing the round of 32 pool. So for people that have perhaps not had a chance to play it yet, or just kind of want to see what the hosts do with this kind of level, here we go. We're going to be starting off with some warm-ups though, and this is going to be Shadow Castle, which was in the quarterfinals of Joke 1. This being a bit more of like a stream style pick, I believe. That uses quite a bit of Rice and Ellen. The Ellen mostly used for emphasis in these key icon sections. And yes, as you can see in the stats, everything in the original Joke was OD10. Accuracy was pretty painful. So if we look at the accuracies that they have right now, I mean, honestly, pretty good considering it's OD10. Jaye is barely in the lead, dropping the combo, but not to worry, as Sparxe picks up further combo drops. Alright, all is good. That score lead between the two players is shrinking pretty rapidly. Less than 5k now. The accuracies get closer and closer as well, as Sparxe has managed to stabilize quite a bit coming to the later half of this map. If Jaye picks up another miss at all, Sparxe could really easily take the lead back in his favor. It's just mostly coming down to who can ratio these streams better. Jaye managing to come back, and as Sparxe picks up the misses, The lead more than doubles in favor of Jay. And there we go. He hasn't played in a single Joke tournament, but still showcasing that he is a very proficient one-key player. Significantly stronger ratio than Sparxe. But that's why warm-ups are needed. Oh, never mind. Sparxe is using the wrong skin. Maybe that was maybe that was the main reason. But a win is a win, and we will take it. No, do not use Rocky Bunya as a warm-up. That would be tragic. Instead, we're gonna go for Giga Chad's crazily insane jungle adventure. Oh, who's the comm? Let me introduce myself. I'm Teezel. I've been around in the joke scene since the very beginning. So I've played in all three, and I'm playing in this one again. I have a bunch of casting experience. If you perhaps recognize my voice, I have been doing the Taiko World Cup for the past couple of years. So I'm just kind of floating around plenty of other places as well, but mostly around Taiko. I was also at COE doing the Taiko tournament there, so if you happen to be there as well, you probably kind of heard my voice occasionally over the first couple of days. But here we go, Sparxe picking one of his own maps for the warm-up. This one being quite a bit more difficult, 4.6 stars in the SR rating. A lot more burst heavy compared to Shadow Castle that we just played. Aw, COE Survivor. That was a good time. I made it to the final too. It's pretty good. Then I lost anyway, but that's okay. Both players managing pretty well in these burst sections here. Jay actually being the one to come out on top so far, which is honestly quite surprising. Especially because Sparxe has the map advantage on this one. Score difference isn't very big though. Sitting around 12k. And most of the time when one player is missing, the other is also trading it. So that score lead just isn't really changing. Has dropped by a couple thousand as Jay picks up another miss. Sparxe will finally take the lead for the first time this match. By picking up misses like that, the trades between them, Jay takes it back thanks to the ratio alone. But right at the end, drops it again. Sparxe retakes the lead and wins it with a 9,800 point lead. So, cutting it pretty close for both of these warm-ups, so I imagine they're going to do very, very well during these round of 32 maps. Sparxe was the one to set, I believe, all of the replays for round of 32, but, you know, I'm pretty sure Jay can do very well on them as well. Even the rolls are close, Jay with 87 and Sparxe with 82. Yeah, the Japan TWC question. Yeah, see, even I was there like, oh, I kind of don't know. Because I knew there was a year they got 0. I just didn't know if it was the year that was being talked about. And I should know because I casted that year. But yeah, decided I'd rather be confidently wrong than switch over at the last second and then be wrong. So stuck with it and ended up being right, so pretty good. Okay, even though it was the biggest rule made for this tournament, SV has been banned. A tragedy has occurred. And the other ban will be speed. So we're not messing around with those silly gimmicky style of maps. We're gonna keep it simple and go straight for Rice 1 as the first pick. This one being pretty simple overall. Just your basic Rice 1. Simple patterns. No crazy timing snap-ins or anything. This one's gonna be pretty much purely a ratio battle between these two players, I believe. Some doublets to kick things off in the beginning, but pretty playable. I feel like in some cases, playing doublets can be a bit more of like a mind block thing compared to triplets. Much easier, I find, to not properly release the key before you're gonna go hit it down again. You end up just kind of locking yourself in there. Oh, and what is this? Sparxe picking up a miss. The accuracy suffering quite a bit as well. So Jay's gonna run away with a lead already over 20,000 points. Again, to the sort of Kiai kind of style section of this map. Jay still confidently sitting above 99.9 accuracy. Well on his way to score easily above 995k. And I think with a miss, Sparxe is really going to struggle to match that. The score difference is now over 30,000. Sparxe is going to be able to take a point back. A break point, rather. Jay's absolutely going to have to find some misses here, but doesn't look like that's going to be going to happen. The hardest section of the map, Jay hits with complete perfection. There we go, closing it out. Jay wins the point on his first map. So, really strong ratios from both of these players. Both of them getting 651 rainbows. Sparxe actually having like less perfects. It's just that the rest of those notes went into greats and misses. There we go. Sparxe is going to respond by going with Rice 2. This one is an incredibly short map, so a single miss pretty much means it's over, because at 1 minute 14 seconds, there's barely enough time to even build up the combo as it is.
Play like poker, money like a broker. Yeah, check out my new Prada loafers. Yeah, I might ghost her, I don't really know her, but she know me.
Alright, both players already dropping some rainbows. Things are barely in favor of Sparxe in this intro.
Play like poker, money like a broker. Yeah, check out my
Already almost 300k, that's just how short this map is. We have more of these doublets as well. Sparxe maintaining that lead, but Jay's right behind, ready to catch up. We have these 1-6 doublets as well. So, same idea as the 1-4 doublets, but just even more prominent in messing up with that key releases. But it looks like we'll be seeing a dual way FC. Just purely came down to the ratio alone. And Sparxe got more than... Wait, less than half? More than half? I don't know how to word it. Okay, Jay got more than double Sparxe's non-rainbows. We'll word it that way. So, tying things 1-1, and we'll go back to Jay's pick. Bro, okay, I'm calling them non-rainbows because, like, I don't know, like, mania terminology. Like, the only, like, mania, like, casts and stuff I've done is one key. I mean, like, probably, they're probably just called 300s, but, like, I don't know. Regulars. So, okay. Non-max? Alright. So that's, like, the thing with, that's the thing with, like, manias, like, there's so many, like, billions of VSRGs out there that people probably just, like, say different things anyway. Perfect, you've won a piece of community and best off Smoogie. Alright, alright. Yeah, I knew that rainbows were like 320 compared to 300, but... Alright, all's good, I'll try to keep it in mind. So, Jay's decided to go with our stream map, which is Infinity Heaven. This one is really going to be a test of these players' stamina. Sparxe in the lead with the ratio battle, but that score is constantly trying to move over to the side of Jay. It's so impossibly close. Genuinely the difference of just like, I don't know, maybe like 2 rainbows or something, it's insane. $152 score difference going into these really long streams to finish out the map, the last third. Any misses from either of these players pretty much spells the end of the map for them. They have the same accuracy. Jay is actually in the lead. It's flickering back and forth between the 2 players. Alright, these final single taps will matter. Jay is just in the lead. It keeps trying to go back over to Sparxe though. Oh, they have the same accuracy. Hitting perfects here. Really, really bad. Oh, Jay picked up a lot there. And it goes over to Sparxe with a score difference of 101. 2 perfects making the difference there. Sadly, not quite a tie. But about as close to one as you will get. Seeing a score difference of like 101 It just kind of feels like I'm watching the Mania World Cup. Like, for the entire map, the teams will have a score difference of, like, 500, and just no one cares. Because that's just normal in Mania. Like, it's constantly always within just, like, a couple of thousand at max. Because the players are all just too good. I'll blame Spooky. I'll take any excuse to blame Spooky. Meh is a good judgment. I don't know, meh doesn't sound so great. Like, if you ask someone and they say, like, meh, like, you know there's some background problems going on. Alright, so we're gonna move on to the hybrid map, skipping over LN for now. This is This Club Is Not For You, the short version by Emo Cosine. Personally, in my experience of playing through this pool, I find the hybrids to be the most difficult maps. This one stands out to me quite a bit though as well, because it's like, how am I trying to word it, like, it uses a bunch of different snappings as well. It's not shy to lean into that 1-3, it's also not too shy to lean into the 1-6 as well. So, as well as having quite a varied length of LN, it can be kind of difficult to maintain really high accuracies on this one. And so far, Sparxe is the one in the lead with that accuracy. Both players on the full combo though. Getting into the varied LN length sections, it looks like Jay is holding up slightly better, catching up in the accuracy, difference of 0.3. Alright, coming out of that section, Jay stayed roughly the same accuracy, dropping it in the later half of that section. Sparxe only rising. Score difference of around 2,500. Still very possible to make that up with a miss from Sparxe though. Jay absolutely needs to see a breakpoint return here. Sparxe previously just got one off of Jay. And Jay does not want to give Sparxe that advantage and that, oh, what's it called? I can't mind. I've only done this for several years. Match point, that's what it's called, and a match point going to Sparxe at that. Both players just shy of the V1 SS. Sparxe by 1 gray and Jay by 2. Alright. Jay responding to that hybrid 1 pick with LN2. The map that both of these players agree to be the hardest one in this pool. We gotta go Turtle. For point differences in the World Cup, I know Taiko has had 2-point differences. They also used to have a bunch of 1-point differences, but that was due to a bug with Score V2 just sometimes rounding the 1 million to 999,999. But Mania having like multiple ones in that does not surprise me. Talking about hybrid, the hybrid map that we just played having multiple kind of different LN lengths, this is the map to go to if you want multiple LN lengths. pretty much any possible snapping this map is probably used. Constantly switching between these incredibly short LNs, which you pretty much just need to tap, to these much longer ones. The finger control that you need to have for this one is really high, especially for around a 32 pick. But as we can see, both of our players here are showcasing a really expert performance at it. Both of them really high accuracy, the lowest one being 99.64. However, bad news for Jay. He is the one with the lower accuracy, and this is his pick. Sparxe on match point. He absolutely needs to win this one to continue the match and hopefully take this to a tiebreaker. But there we go. End of the map. Couldn't turn things around. Sparxe with the V1 double S at J. Just shy of that again. But Sparxe taking the victory 4-1. But of course, those were very, very close points there. Especially, 101 points. 2 perfect difference. Who could have seen that coming? And now if you're a lower seeded player, and you're seeing these players regularly get scores that are 990 plus, don't worry too much if you're not matching that, because these players they've been around in this scene for a long time. They have had way more time to practice this pool than anyone else has, so don't be discouraged. Keep practicing and just give it your all. But since this is a show match after all, we can't end it on that, so we're going to go with a tiebreaker. This week's tiebreaker being I'm For You by Magnitude. As this is a TB, it kind of features a wee bit of everything. So you really need to showcase that you're an all-rounded player and kind of display your skills, prove that you are the better player to take the win on the match if you get to this situation. A lot of players dismiss practicing tiebreakers during tournaments because what are the chances of getting to tiebreaker, right? But then they do. And they're like, I wish I practiced it more. So don't find yourself in that situation, especially if your seedings are closer together for this weekend. Because there are players like 16 versus 17, 15 versus 18. Those are where tiebreaker scores are really going to matter. But you also need to make sure you can get there first. Yeah, that's right. I believe nobody that has seeded first has ever actually won. Which is very interesting. Because we had Ham seed first this year, who was, the JOKE3 winner. But based off of the trend, it suggests that Ham wouldn't win. So we may have to look out for some of the players around that seeding range, like second, third, fourth, to perhaps find who may be our winner. But maybe Ham will be the one to stop that trend. What was Jackhead seeded? I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find that. Can I find the challenge or something? Let me see. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, because in the first year, Sparxe was seeded first, Jackads was seeded second. So, of course, that was in the first joke. So, you know, second place, that's a reasonable player to be coming first as well. Yeah, both of these players still managing to hold it really strong throughout this map. Jade did pick up a miss, but still holding on to really great accuracy. None of these players getting tripped up by these doublets with the LN. Never mind, Sparxe picks up the miss. This is Jay's chance to try catch back up. He has the accuracy advantage. And this section is a bit more tricky than it really looks. A lot of these patterns are even plitted, so it can really throw players off, especially when you're not expecting it too much. Jay has taken the lead back coming towards the outro of the map, but still has to hold on for still around a good 40 seconds at least, I'd say. And that score lead is not big. Both players holding strong in the outro, just a couple of notes left. And unexpectedly, Jay manages to win out on the tiebreaker. Slightly worse ratio, but managed to not kind of miss as badly as Sparxe did. Sparxe picking up 2 misses and 2 greats, whereas Jay just gave the way with a single miss. So Sparxe won the match, but Jay won the tiebreaker. Kinda hard to say who really wins that match there then. Perhaps we'll have to watch them again on the round of 16 next weekend to see what they have, see how their skills develop and progress. But looks like we'll end everything there. Not much left to showcase. But of course, we still have all of the matches left for this weekend. Unsure if our initial first match will be rescheduled or whatever, but it looks like we're just going to be taking that as a 4-0. So our next one will be at 14 UTC, which is about 2.5 hours from now. And then we've got quite a lot of matches, kind of every 2 hours or so, for the rest of the day. So plenty to look forward to, and it'll be great to see how all of our players kind of take on this pool, both the high seeds and the low seeds. And I'm looking out there at the lower seeds. I'm really hoping that we can see some upsets. It happens every year. As people kind of get more into the flow of Wonky, their seeds typically don't really truly reflect who they are as a player by the time of the end of the tournament. So maybe if you're a lower seed, that could be you this year. So keep at it, and we'll see you on the later matches this weekend. Good luck.